Hey there, it's Steve from Serious Keto, and this is the Not So Serious Keto video podcast. Now, you might notice that my voice sounds a little bit rough today. I'll talk about that in a minute. But first off, I want to mention, last week when I did that net carbs versus total carbs dedicated podcast, I got a number of comments from people saying, I really like it when you pick one topic and cover that for an entire podcast. Interestingly, I think it was the week before, where I did a whole lot of short random topics, I got a number of comments from people saying, I really enjoy it when your podcast is a bunch of short random topics. So I guess I'll just sort of keep mixing those two types of podcasts up. Today's, however, is going to be probably shorter because of the voice thing that I had mentioned earlier. A couple of days ago, I started having sort of a runny nose and a lot of sneezing, and I thought it was probably some sort of seasonal allergies. I haven't really had much in the way of seasonal allergies since going keto. I used to get them so bad. I was going through Claritin like crazy. But after going keto, I found that my symptoms from seasonal allergies went down significantly. But we've had a ton of pollen is the word I'm looking for. However, yesterday things started to take a turn. I started getting this raspiness in my chest, a lot more runny nose, a lot more sneezing, coughing, sort of achy and stuff. And if I'm finding there's too much of that in this video that I got to keep editing out, I'm definitely going to cut this short. But I thought what might be interesting in this podcast is give myself a COVID test, like right in the podcast. So, ran to Walgreens this morning, picked up the COVID test. Let's do this. All right. We have the Q-tip, and I'm going to do the nostril swab right now. I'll probably blur it out or something. I don't feel I need to expose you to me sticking stuff up my nose. I mean, maybe you're eating breakfast at this point, so why would I want to screw that up? Then it's supposed to go into this little vial here. For a minute. So during that minute, let's see what else we have on the list. All right, I talked about being sick, taking the test, dedicated versus random podcasts. Oh, something I am considering doing because it seems like very frequently people aren't getting notifications on my videos here on YouTube. So what I'm batting around the idea of doing is creating an email list. So once a week, if you were to sign up for this email, you would get an email with links to each of my videos over the course of the week, any little behind-the-scenes info, perhaps what I'm working on, what some upcoming reviews or videos might be. What else? If I see any sort of deals on keto products or kitchen gadgets or things like that out on Amazon, I'd let you know about it that way. But it would not be any sort of a spam type of an email. It would be limited to once a week. I don't know. What do you think? Is that something you'd sign up for? If it is, if I see that there's a lot of interest, and you can let me know down in the comments below, just say yes to the mailing list. That would be great, Steve. You don't need to let me know if the answer is no. But if the answer is yes, let me know. And then I'll set it up on my website, and I'll put a link down in video descriptions in the future that basically take you to the website and allow you to sign up for that email list. Brain not working well today. All right, next I'm supposed to take this thing, the test strip, and it says in the instructions there's one side I'm not supposed to touch, so hopefully, okay, I am holding on the appropriate side. So we will stick the indicator down in there, and then that goes for 10 minutes. Which I'm not going to talk all the way through. I'll cover some other topics, and then I guess we'll end the podcast with results of the COVID test. So I'm finally done doing the 300,000 subscribers giveaways. I think I did a total of 5 of them. Now, giveaways are sort of interesting videos in that, 1, they're the easiest to film. 2, they are the least watched of my videos for some reason. I literally get about the same number of views on days that I do the giveaway videos as I do on days when I don't release any video. So sometimes I kind of wonder if it's even worth doing them, except for the fact that I get the most wonderful comments from all of you whenever I do a giveaway. And it's not like an ego stroke thing. It genuinely makes me feel so happy that this channel is meant enough to all of you that you just stick around. And I also noticed as I was editing some videos that very often when I talk about serious keto, I use the word we. And I don't by that mean Terry and Courtney and Colton and Connor and me. I mean you and me. I think, well, and my family as well. I think we are all part of serious keto. I can't take credit for all of serious keto. I would not be here without you. And it was kind of weird. I mean, I say this a lot. I say how grateful I am to all of you a lot. But it actually dawned on me that I've been saying we, meaning us, this whole time. So, kind of cool. In terms of some things coming up on this channel, one of the requests I've gotten a lot is, will you go back and do another review of the Hero bread and tortillas now that they've changed up their recipe a little bit? And the answer has been yes, I just don't know when. Well, fortunately, one of the large grocery store chains here in southeast Wisconsin, called Woodman's, I went there the other day. They had the Hero bread, they had the Hero tortillas. In fact, they have a huge, huge section of keto breads and tortillas and bagels and stuff like that. So I bought them. I'll probably start recording that this week, and it will release before the end of the month. So that's on the way. What else? Oh, speaking of tortillas, I tried these tortillas out. Let me just look at the level software. I don't want to get the name wrong. They are the Chipotle street tacos from, I think it's Guerrera. For whatever reason, I didn't capture the name. It just says Chipotle tortillas. And although I probably won't do a review on this, I am going to warn you away from them. I had them yesterday morning with some pepper jack and some smoked roast beef. I had 2 of them and some mayo. So between the roast beef, the cheddar jack, or pepper jack, and the mayo, that should have been plenty of fat to blunt any sort of a glucose response. And my glucose still moved 34 points. So not awesome. I decided I would try it again this morning. I had 2 of the tortillas, 2 slices of bacon, 2 links of sausage, 2 slices of the cheddar jack. I keep saying cheddar jack. Pepper jack cheese, 2 slices of bacon. Oh, and 3 eggs. So again, a lot of fat, a lot of protein. That should blunt a glucose response unless something is really way out of whack. And again, it was 33 points. So the claims of 0 net carbs on here, it goes back to that video that I did last week, excuse me, which is, can you trust net carbs when they're on a package? Probably not. Another couple of videos, which they kind of go hand in hand, that I'll be doing soon. You may have noticed in a handful of videos in the last couple of weeks me wearing this new ring. It's called the Ultra Human Air. And it is a competitor to the Aura ring. And I've reviewed the Aura ring in the past. It was a good ring. I just was not real comfortable with wearing it. I didn't like the fact that it had a subscription service in order to get at my data. And as a result, I returned it. And they were very good about it. Aura seems like a really good company. But this other company, Ultrahuman, has reached out to me and asked me to try out their ring. So I'll be sharing all the results of that, including sleep results. And to that end, I'm trying out a number of different sleep products. I had mentioned this on the Perfect Keto video I did a while back. I was kind of anticipating that Perfect Keto would go out of business, so I've been exploring some other potential sleep aid type things. But one of the things that I struggle with, and this is the reason I don't mouth tape. Like a lot of people say, oh, mouth tape, you'll sleep great. Not so much for me, because what happens is at night I will get congested on one side or the other, or both, of my sinuses here, and then I just can't breathe except through my mouth. So having my mouth taped would not be an awesome thing. And what happens then is when I can't breathe through my nose, I go to breathe through my mouth, but I'm not used to breathing through my mouth. I'm a nose breather all day long. And then when I need to breathe through my mouth, and I'm breathing through my mouth as I sleep, and then my mouth closes, I have one of those like, sort of moments. It's not sleep apnea, but I can't breathe very well through my nose. So I'm investigating having a balloon sinuplasty done. In fact, I've got the consultation scheduled for tomorrow, assuming the COVID test comes back good, meaning I don't have COVID. Otherwise, probably going to have to cancel that and put it off. But I will definitely keep you all up to date with that procedure, how it went, did it improve my sleep, and then we'll test some of the other sleep alternatives that I'm looking at, as well as see how this ring performs versus, say, the Withings sleep mat, and using just my Apple Watch here, and something like, I forget what called Sleep On or something. I don't remember the name of the app, but there's a pretty good app out there. So I'll compare all of those and let you know what my thoughts are, both in terms of sleep monitoring devices, and the ultra-human air, which does all kinds of different things. It's really pretty impressive so far. Okay, now I just need to take a little bit of a break. I'm not going to throw an ad in here or anything like that. I'm just going to pause the camera for a couple more minutes while this continues to soak, and then we'll find out if I got the Rona. All right, here's the big reveal. Do I got the Rona or just some sort of a cold or seasonal allergy thing? Blue. So no pink. If it were pink and blue, then I would have the Rona. But according to the instructions here, if it's just blue, I am negative. So good news there, I do not need to reschedule my doctor's appointment tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be kind of a busy day. Also need to pick up some more plants for my garden. I'm just about done getting my garden planted this year. Need a few more tomato plants, a few more basil plants, and then this is still sort of weird to think about, but we're going to pick out a crib for my next grandson, and we'll start converting Courtney's bedroom into grandchild bedroom number 2. It still feels so weird to me. It seems like just yesterday my kids were kids, and now my kids are giving me grandkids. Well, Connor and Jaden are. Courtney, not yet, and it's completely okay if she wants to hold off for a little while. But it's both exciting and still just a little bit surreal. But that is going to be it for this extra short Monday podcast. I will be back on Wednesday with a product review. Likely, it's going to be one that one of my viewers sent to me. So, pretty exciting. She'll get a shout out if that winds up being the video. As always, thanks for spending a little bit of time with me today. Today especially, a very little time. But I appreciate you. I'm glad we could get together. Thanks for watching.